I'm here in the Old Town, of course. It is the main, over touristy area here in Warsaw. Many tourists come to the Old Town to come visit it since it's more of like a cultural landmark here. Many tourists come here. As you can see here, I'm on a Friday at 2 p.m. and it's already crowded. It's already crowded today. Overtourism doesn't just impact the physical environment. It also affects the cultural fabric of a place. When a city becomes a tourist hotspot, it can start to feel like a theme park, with local traditions and businesses giving way to souvenir shops and fast food joints. The city's unique charm can get diluted, and the local culture becomes harder to find. Hey explorers! Today we're diving into a topic that's been making waves across Europe's hottest destinations: overtourism. We all love to explore new places, but what happens when too many of us flock to the same spots? Let's explore the impact of overtourism on local communities in Europe and how we can be more mindful travelers. What exactly is overtourism? Simply put, it's when a destination gets more visitors than it can handle. Think about those Instagram perfect spots that look like paradise but feel like a sardine can in real life. Too many tourists can overwhelm a place, straining its infrastructure, environment, and local community. Rising rents and housing issues. One of the most immediate impacts of overtourism is on housing. Picture this: quaint European cities with picturesque streets and historic buildings. Now imagine these streets filled with short-term rental apartments catering to tourists. What happens to the locals? They often get priced out. Venice, the city of canals, is a prime example with so many homes turned into Airbnbs. Locals struggle to find affordable housing. The population has been steadily declining as residents move away, seeking cheaper and more livable conditions. Barcelona. In Barcelona, the situation is similar. The surge in tourist accommodations has driven up rent prices, making it tough for locals to stay in their own neighborhoods. Strain on infrastructure. Another biggie is the strain on local infrastructure. Cities designed centuries ago weren't built to handle millions of visitors each year. This leads to overcrowded public transport, congested streets, and worn-out public facilities. Amsterdam. The narrow streets and bike paths of Amsterdam can barely handle the influx of tourists. The city's famous canals are often clogged with tourist boats, making it difficult for locals to navigate. Dubrovnik. The medieval walls of Dubrovnik are stunning, but the city's infrastructure groans under the weight of thousands of daily visitors from cruise ships. This can make life pretty inconvenient for the people who actually live there. Cultural erosion. Overtourism doesn't just impact the physical environment. It also affects the cultural fabric of a place. When a city becomes a tourist hotspot, it can start to feel like a theme park, with local traditions and businesses giving way to souvenir shops and fast food joints. In Prague, authentic Czech restaurants and shops are often replaced by those catering specifically to tourists. The city's unique charm can get diluted, and the local culture becomes harder to find. Lisbon. Lisbon's traditional neighborhoods are transforming rapidly. Local cafes and fado music venues are being overshadowed by tourist-centric bars and restaurants, altering the city's cultural landscape. Environmental degradation. Let's not forget the environment. More tourists mean more waste, more pollution, and more wear and tear on natural and historical sites. Santorini, the Greek island of Santorini, is breathtaking, but its delicate ecosystem is under threat. The The island's resources, including water, are strained by the sheer number of visitors. Iceland. Iceland's stunning landscapes are a major draw, but the increased foot traffic is causing erosion and damage to fragile environments. The country is struggling to balance tourism with conservation. What can we do? So, what can we do as travelers to help mitigate these impacts? Here are a few tips. Travel off-season. Visiting popular destinations during the off-season can help spread out the tourist load and give you a more relaxed experience. Stay local. Choose accommodations that support the local community. Look for family-run hotels or guest houses instead of large international chains. Respect the culture. Learn about local customs and traditions and respect them. This can go a long way in preserving the cultural integrity of the places you visit. Reduce your footprint. Be mindful of your environmental impact. Reduce waste. Use public transport and support eco-friendly businesses just like them. Alright guys, I wanted to talk about my opinion as living or even traveling here in Warsaw. How is over-tourism impacting Warsaw? As it is a European city, it's a capital city here, and it's also a major tourist spot. Well, in Poland, it's mainly Warsaw and Krakow, which are the two main touristy hubs. But here in Warsaw, there are many residents and many neighborhoods that are situated for locals only. And I feel like they really strongly hold on to those neighborhoods, such as Mokotów or Wola, or even, Piaseczno, stuff like that. Those are neighborhoods strictly for locals that residents truly stick to, and you don't find many touristy, attractions there, right? But on the other hand, I'm here in the Old Town, of course. It is the main over touristy area here in Warsaw. Many tourists come to the Old Town to come visit it since it's more of a cultural landmark here. Many tourists come here. As you can see here, I'm on a Friday at 2 p.m. and it's already crowded. It's already crowded today. And you can tell that by how touristy it is, I'll show you guys a little bit around the Old Town. I guess the previous video we already showed a bit about the Old Town. But I wanted to show you guys how in the Old Town especially, they definitely center kind of Polish-oriented shops with souvenirs. So they show a lot of souvenirs, and the Old Town, it's pretty impossible to find a different restaurant except a Polish restaurant. If you are looking for Polish food, authentic Polish food, just come to the Old Town. You can literally find all the authentic Polish food here. And other than that, it's you won't find any major Italian restaurants or other restaurants that are kind of centered around other things. Old Town knows that it is a touristy area, so a lot of business owners tend to comply to that and make souvenir shops or Polish restaurants, and they really focus on the seasons. So especially during the winter season and the summer season is when most restaurants thrive here in the Old Town. I even know because one of my good friends has a restaurant here, a Polish restaurant. She ended up telling me that most of the time during the hype of the season, in the summer, they make more than in other months. Many residents actually don't visit the Old Town as often because it's very touristy impacted. It's very touristy, and it's not as it used to be. Some people, especially residents now, they really avoid Old Town because it isn't how the Old Town is meant to be. It's a historical landmark here in Warsaw, and I think it's also been overstimulated into tourism, and that's obviously not a bad thing, but at the same time, a lot of Polish residents feel against the fact of trying to come visit the Old Town because it's so touristy related now. So it isn't as how it used to be, and it isn't their main central landmark to come visit, so they just go outside of that, which is also kind of a good thing, because if we keep the Old Town as only touristy, as residents say, they want to keep the Old Town just for tourists. You can have the Old Town, but we'll have the rest of Warsaw, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't say that Warsaw is very over touristy, but it does include tourists, and especially in certain landmarks. And here, as you can see, I'm in the Old Town. So Let me show you guys. Okay, so I wanted to know your thoughts on over-tourism here in Warsaw, or just in general in Europe, what you think about it, and how has it impacted, I guess, Europe or just Warsaw in general. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so tourism here as in like impacting stuff?
Yeah. So over-tourism in general, because you mentioned that you live in the Old Town, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So has the rent increased here in the Old Town because it's a very touristy area?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. Because of tourists, because of the seasons, I guess. It goes up and down. I think in winter it goes down. But there are a lot of different factors that we should consider those. As in like we are having some wars going on nearby.
Yeah.
And one leaders saying something about something, politicians. There are parties here in Poland which have some impact on, I don't know, like dealing with churches, dealing with businesses, small businesses, big businesses. So there are a lot of things which makes it more, I would say everything is increasing, not just rent.
Yeah.
If you buy, because I lived here for 8 years.
Okay.
So when we used to buy something as a million, it was like three slots, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like 5 slots.
Right.
So it's going up and up, and I don't know if it's gonna stop or not.
Okay. Okay. Have you even realized, has it impacted you living here in the Old Town? Just in general, like, is it too touristy? Is it like, has it ruined your community here, living here? Because how long have you been living in the Old Town?
So I'm living here for 1 year.
Okay.
He's living here for 2 years, my friend here. And so impact as in like, yeah, of course you love to see tourists, but right now things are going different in Spain, if you know about it. So they're actually not liking tourists that much because they have some problems going on with them. And I think, it's okay at the limit because Polish people have their own tradition, their own cuisine and stuff. They want to defend it.
Yeah.
Because I know the history, the history of Poland, and they've always been, I would say, are forced to do things which you're not supposed to, right? So what's going on right now is it's okay tourists right now, but if they will go over the limit, I think Polish people will stand up for that.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like it because the way people talk with tourists, because they're, especially in Warsaw, especially in Old Town. If you go to different cities, they're basically empty.
Yeah.
And if you go as a tourist there, you find yourself as a celebrity, I guess.
Yeah, or like a minority, let's say.
Minority, and they don't know about a lot of things about the culture that you came from, and they want to know about it. Over here, people are like, yeah, okay, we know about this, we know about that. So it's kind of over here. It's very like a New York style, right? Everyone is moving and fast in metro cities. So it's not that impactful for right now for Polish people, but I think it's for the future. Because Polish people have this thing that people are bringing their own culture and they can do a lot of things. They have beautiful cities and they can destroy it somehow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much
Thank you.
Over-tourism is a complex issue with no easy solutions, but being aware of its impact is a first step towards more responsible travel. By making small changes in how we travel, we can help ensure that these beautiful destinations remain vibrant and livable for the people who call them home. So next time you're planning a trip, think about the locals and the environment. Happy travels, and let's keep exploring the world thoughtfully and respectfully. Thanks for joining us on this important discussion. If you found this video helpful, please like, and subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments down below. Until next time, keep exploring responsibly. See you soon.